Okay, so this GS400 is lowered quite a bit. So what we did is we drove it up onto some wide bricks and to get it high enough. Then we jacked it up a little bit so we can get a pan under there so that we can drain the coolant. And just want to back out the plug here and then have a pan set up. There's an opening in the engine undercover, so you don't have to remove that. And then to let the coolant flow a little better, you can take the cap off too. Alright, so we jacked up the car just enough to get our bucket under here, and this car is kind of difficult to jack up, especially as low as this one is. So I just lifted it up by the tow hook, which is not really the proper place to jack it up by, but it'll work. We didn't lift the car up in the air, we just raised it up a little. Alright, first things first, take the cover off and expose the intake manifold. Okay, and of course we're going to be disconnecting a bunch of electrical components, including the starter, so I'm going to disconnect the battery. So I loosened up the clamp to the throttle body, disconnected a hose here, over here, because I wanted to be careful because these plastic fittings, I don't want to break them, and this hose is really hard, so I'd rather pull it off the metal end. And then unbolted the 10mm head here and here, disconnected the mass airflow sensor, unclipped the lid, and now we should be able to get this out. Okay, then another thing I'm going to remove is the throttle cable. There's just a couple of 12mm nuts here. And then you can unhook it from the throttle body. And there's a clip. And you can just set all this aside. One more thing out of the way. And so I don't lose them, I'll just put these back. Yeah. Alright. And there's going to be a ton of little clips and brackets and things to get disconnected. All the wiring and hoses. This is the harness for the fuel, for the coils, and for the fuel injectors. There's going to be a ton of stuff to disconnect. The injectors are going to get unplugged. Yeah, see, there's the bolts we need to get. Down in there. I can't even see the back area. I gotta see what's back there. Sure, there's something I need to disconnect back there. Okay, so disconnected mostly everything on the right side. Now I'm just going over to the left side. There's quite a few items here that need to come out. Definitely stay organized when you're doing this. Keep track of all the stuff you're removing. Actually disconnect this. Just take this whole thing out. There's a lot of 10 and 12 millimeter stuff in here that's gotta come out. Maybe just get it all together. Oh, there's a wire in there. Is it a PCV valve? Oh, there's another one. Okay. Maybe just take this out. And you can lift this out of the way. I just want to get the PCV valve out. Oh, that part came off. Oh man, so it's annoying, but this old housing starts falling apart really bad. Look at all that. It's like just pieces of little plastic crap everywhere. Oh well, happens with age. There we go. Alright, now I can reach in there and disconnect the fuel injector. These suckers get stubborn. Oh. Okay, that'll go back with a zip tie. Gotta be careful not to force it breaking. There we go. Okay, so I took the throttle body to make some more room. There's a disconnected connector here, here, the one here, and then of course there was two nuts, 2 bolts on the bottom, and then this hose that goes down into the engine, and then this other hose right up here out in the front. So those were a little tricky to get because the rubber's a little hard, but not too bad. So now we got some more room to work with. Oh, and also you want to note that this hose is gonna leak out a bunch of coolant, so I just turned it and pointed it down toward the pan to collect it. So now we'll get back to disconnecting all the stuff connected to the manifold. A little hook. See, now I think I can safely peel the wiring back. Oop, new color. Get that out of there. There's one more back there. Let's see it now. There's like MacGyver stuff in it. Alright, let's see. Damn. I think I gotta just loosen the fuel rail just to push it back enough to get these bolts. about the right length. Oh, that wire comes with the manifold. See? Ah! Look, there's the starter. Hey, can I hand this to you? It's like big and heavy. Watch out, it's heavy. Be careful, don't set it on. Careful setting it down. There's stuff underneath. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so we lifted the manifold out, and you gotta be careful not to let anything go inside the engine. Actually, I think I'm gonna get out my shop vac and suck up all the debris that I see in here, because I don't want any of that going into the cylinders. But, so anyways, there's 10 nuts and bolts that hold the manifold down. I unbolted in the back. It's kind of hard to see and get to while the manifold's in there, but I unbolted the wiring harness just so it moves a little so it can get it out of the way, and just disconnected just about everything. And then here's our starter, our bad starter. Oh, and then I had a problem with the fuel rail. For some reason it won't disconnect there, and I had to unbolt it with these big banjo bolts. Had to unbolt it from the 2 fuel rails, so that's why this is still in here. Other than that, didn't run into too many problems. Then we're gonna replace new gaskets. It looks like somebody's done this once before. Somebody sprayed some sealer on this gasket, so I don't know, for some reason somebody tore this apart once before. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and unbolt our starter and replace it. Okay, and then also the next part we gotta do to get this starter, there's a bolt actually in the back right here. You gotta access it from the back side. So this coolant pipe's in the way, so I'm gonna take out these 2 nuts and these 2 nuts, pull that pipe out, and then hopefully we'll be able to get that bolt. Alright, so when you remove this pipe back here, get ready, because coolant's gonna come gushing out. And I got a pan under there, which hopefully is collecting most of it. Let's see. I'm gonna get this thing out of here. Alright, so getting the starter actually out is maybe a little trickier than it looks. It seems like it's just right there. But there's a 12mm head bolt there that needs to come out so you can get the harness off of it. And you gotta disconnect the plug here. And then we're gonna have to unbolt the main wire here as soon as we can get to it. And then there's the mounting bolts. There's one here. They're both facing backwards. And the other one, you can't even see it, but it's right under the plastic harness piece. It's directly under that. And you can go in through the back, use a socket on a ratchet, and that'll get it out of there. Just like that. You can go in. And you just gotta do it by feel. But yeah, this one I already broke it loose. So you can get it out of there. Probably easier to do the bolt on the driver's side first, since it's tucked in there so much. Okay, so I got the 2 bolts out from the back. Now I can move it and get the wires that are connected on the side here. So we're gonna pop these out. this little one here, and then this big wire here. There we go. So you just disconnect this 12 millimeter, and the wiring will be off, and starter's out. And it really doesn't. Oh. What happened?
I think you grounded.
Yeah, but we disconnected the battery.
Memory saver?
Well, do I have to do the freaking positive side too? Yes, I do.
Got you on camera!
Dude, this looks horrible. This thing's all rigged up. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's make sure that's off. And it should be okay. Oh, yeah, maybe we should film a part saying take off your positive too. Well, we should put it in there. We don't want someone to get shocked and then try to sue us. Just film me taking off the positive and then just show it in the beginning of the video. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so well, as you can see, for a little precaution, put tape over the openings into the cylinder heads because I don't want to drop any nuts in there. Because you got to remove these after you take out the manifold. Then these gaskets here, it's recommended to replace these two gaskets for the coolant pipe and then the two gaskets for the intake manifold. If you end up getting stuck like I did for some strange reason removing this fuel pipe, there's also some aluminum washer gaskets in there that might need to get replaced as well. You gotta be careful, make sure you have a fuel leak when you put it all back together. And yeah, putting it back together is just reverse of removal. Just make sure you stay organized. Keep your nuts and bolts organized however you can. Sometimes I put bolts back right where I took them from so that I can't lose track of them. Refill it with the red Toda coolant, and that's about it.
I'm torquing down the
Oh,
intake.
oh, and the torquing. Don't forget that. Yeah. Make sure that when you put the manifold back in, you want those gaskets to seal properly. So you want to tighten the bolts in the correct sequence and to the correct torque specs. And then definitely torque these down as well. You don't want any coolant leaks. The rest of it isn't as touchy, but definitely you don't want to run into any leaks. Same thing with the fuel line stuff. Make sure you torque that properly so you don't get any leaks. The torque sequence should be starting from the center and working your way out, so that you get that manifold bolted down, tightened down, nice and flat with even torque. Because yeah, that's the last thing you want is some air leak, vacuum leak. Then you're gonna be in trouble.